followers of the cult of knowledge understand that only Brahma deserves the epithet Guni. How can a finite being be called a Guni? A Guni is one who possesses a binding rope. A finite being does not hold the binding rope, but is bound by it, and thus is called Gunadina, bound by gunas. Every microcosm is under the bondages of these binding principles. A realized person intuitively knows that only the Supreme Entity is all-knowing, Sarvavid. Only that Supreme Entity has the requisite psychic expansion to know all that is thinkable and unthinkable. He is Pradhana, the greatest. The word Pradhana also means Prakriti, but in the above shloka it is not used in that sense. It would not be correct to call any other entity of this mundane world Pradhana, because all entities are assailed by some imperfection, though apparently head of the school, the headmaster answerable to the school board of directors, the secretary general of the United Nations, or the commander-in-chief of an army are answerable to the representatives of the people. No one in the mundane world has absolute authority. All fathers have their fathers, but there is no one above Parama Purusha. Only he has the absolute authority. He knows the movements of all created beings, the ways of every microcosm. He sees the vain attempts of humans to look honest while concealing their mental meanness, to deceive others by delivering eloquent speeches, and to pretend to be apostles of peace while secretly manufacturing lethal weapons. He sees this and lots in his vast mind. The foolish, the conceited, the learned fools, and the money-crazed humans deny his authority to escape the consequences of their gross misdeeds or to console their own minds. But for him, this is all immaterial, because his existence does not depend on the recognition or authority of others. He knows that he exists as the Lord of all, as the controller of all. All the three principles, sentient, mutative, and static, are under him. With all these gunas, he is dancing merrily, vibrating rhythmically. With the help of these three principles, he is creating the universe, keeping it under his hypnotic spell, and arousing the existential awareness in created beings. By imparting the practical lessons of sadhana, by disseminating the science of Brahma, he is removing the bondages of the gunas and paving the way for the salvation of the wise people. Those who are bound by the sentient principle think that they exist. Those who are bound by the mutative principle think that they are doing. They think they are billionaires or learned or intelligent. And those who are bound by the static principle degenerate to the level of crude matter. When microcosms acquire a fair degree of mental development, through the pursuit of knowledge, they realize these truths. Satanmayo yamrita isha samsto gyanaha sarvago puvanasya gupta ya ishe asya yagato nityameva nanyo hetur vidyate ishanaya. Thus the omnitelepathic entity, whose immanent power is the cause of this world of salvation, preservation, and bondage, undergo any metamorphosis. No, he remains absorbed in his original stance, Tanmaya. To others it appears as if he is performing magic tricks, but for him, the magic show is no miracle. It is the display of his artful techniques. He watches the magic show, but he watches only to be sure of his showmanship. He is Amrita, immortal, because he is not bound by the waves of the principles of Prakriti. He is Purushottama, the controller of all controllers, the shelter of all beings. Nothing can be done secretly, for he is connected to all in his individual and collective associations. He permeates each pore of the universal body with the authority of universal witnessship. He is Sarvaga, he maintains everything. Wise people realize these truths in the pursuit of real knowledge. However much an ignorant person may try, he or she can never understand his greatness by mere philosophical argumentation. Yo brahmanam vidarati purvam yo vae vidam sha prahinoti tasmai tamha devatma buddhi prakasham mumukshurvaye sharana maham prapadaye. Before he started this creation, he had to assume the role of Brahma. Brahma is the stage of manifestation of Brahma where Prakriti is predominant over Purusha. The flow of creation, preservation, and destruction is continuing with the three acoustic sounds A, U, Ma. Brahma is the stand centered around the acoustic sound A. Brahma plus A equals Brahma. The Rishi says that this Brahma Bhava, is accepted as the apparent cause of this creation. Brahma Bhava is also one of his numerous ideational expressions. Who is the propounder of intuitional science? Is he a particular sage, rishi, or intellectual? No, Brahma is the propounder who expresses his ideas through the vocal cords of different sages. No individual human being deserves the credit for human excellence. It is due to his grace alone that the intuitional science was revealed. The closer one's psychic propensities move towards him during sadhana, the more one's intuition increases, and the more one's apex intellect, agriya buddhi, unfolds. The person who realizes the greatness of the macrocosm by virtue of intuitional knowledge says, "My only desire is to merge myself in him, to attain salvation. To seek him is not to seek for any mundane object of pleasure. No petty greed, no enemy repu exist in him. To seek salvation means to surrender totally unto him. The act of seeking him is free from the least taint of selfishness, nishkalush. Hence the Rishi Shvetashvatara says that every individual should seek salvation. To attain Brahma, the cultivation of knowledge alone will not suffice. One will also have to perform actions. By merely learning the techniques of making sweet from a confectioner, one will not get any idea about how the sweets taste. When sadhakas realize that they should seek salvation, then they will have to undertake a special endeavor to attain the cherished goal. They have to advance towards him according to the laws of material science and psychology. That is their action, karma sadhana. The more they proceed towards Brahma through karma sadhana, the more the divine excellence of Brahma will manifest itself in them in the ever new ways. That which was not possible through the pursuit of the cultivation of knowledge will be possible through karma sadhana. Nishkalam nishkriyam shantam niravadyam niranyanam amritasya param shetum dagdindanamivanalam. He is spotless, actionless, without distortion, calm, tranquil, unaffected by external stimuli, unblemished. He is the bridge, connecting the microcosm to immortality. Through constant ideation of him, the seeds of one's accumulated samskaras become burnt. Yada sharma vada kasham vishtayi shanti manavaha tadadeva migyanaya dukasyanto bhavishyati. Human misery originates from one's imperfect thoughts. By ideate on the great, one can be relieved of misery forever. Those who believe that the pursuit of crude matter is the path leading to the cessation of misery, and thus remain oblivious of him, are entirely mistaken. Just as the sky cannot be wrapped around one's body, similarly without him the cessation of misery is impossible. Tapo prabhava deva prasadasha brahmaha shvetashvataro tavidvan atyashram vyaha paramam pavitram puvacha samyag rishi shangha yushtam. After proper karma sadhana, Shvetashvatara realized Brahma. Here proper karma sadhana means the strict observance of yama and niyama. The meaning of tapa is to bring comfort to others, even by enduring hardship. The duty of the acharyas and tattvikas is to propagate noble ideas and promote the welfare of others, even by embracing hardship themselves, individually or collectively. A duty comes within the scope of tapa. Some consider dharma to be the propagation of the greatness of a propounder of a particular doctrine or scripture. This is a totally misconceived idea. Dharma is the cultivation of benevolent intellect for the all-round welfare of all the created beings in the universe. Lord Buddha said, Bahujana Hittaya Bahujana Sukhaya Lokanukampaya Attaya Hittaya Sukhaya Deva Manushanam Adi Kalyanam Maye Kalyanam Pariyoshan Kalyanam Sattam Sabai Nayanam kevalam Paripunam Paru Parishudvam Brahmachariyam Pakashita is the realization of Brahma possible through human endeavor alone. Human beings are unable to transcend knowledge, action, and devotion, and thus Paramapurusha showers his grace upon them. The result is a divine union of Paramapurusha and his devotees. Rishi Shvetashvatara taught the science of Brahma Vidya, for the welfare of people. Those who keep themselves shackled with various restrictions and impositions can never understand the proper spirit of Brahma Vidya. Even if they learn the initial lessons of Brahma Sadhana, they soon give up because it requires immense strength of mind. The one with a timid mind who mechanically follows the rest will not advance far. In the propagation of Dharma, the spirit of welfare is the beginning, the middle, and the end. What is he? He is welfare personified. So the ancient people used the term Kalyana Sundaram to describe him. In him there is total perfection. The Rishi says, to attain him, devotion must be complemented by knowledge and action. You may have made sweets according to the techniques taught to you, but unless you taste them, you will never know how good they are. This act of tasting is devotion. Devotion arises from love of the Lord. Sa kasmai parama prema rupa. There are two broad categories of love or devotion, prema and parabhakti. Prema, love for the Supreme, occurs when there is a strong attraction for the Supreme Entity, as opposed to kama, which is love for relative objects. Even though the I feeling greatly expands as one strives to seek shelter in Paramapurusha, the existential I feeling does not altogether disappear. So through prema, one can attain liberation, mukti, but to attain salvation, moksha, parabhakti, exclusive devotion to Paramapurusha, is required. Parabhakti liberates spiritual aspirants from the bondages of I feeling permanently. One should bear in mind that parabhakti is not a state of inaction, rather a tremendous vital faculty lies behind parabhakti. Yasya deve parabhaktir yata deve tata gurau tasya ete katita yartaha prakashante mahatmanaha. However much people might pursue the cult of knowledge and action, the science of Brahma should be taught only to those who possess parabhakti. This parabhakti should be directed towards both Brahma and the Guru. One should remember that there is only one Guru. The actual Guru is not the physical body of a Guru, but the entity who works through the physical body. Hence, Paramatma alone is the Guru. Through Parabhakti, one can easily transcend one's I feeling and attain the non-attributional stance. Those who possess Parabhakti or kevala bhakti are free from Mahima Jnana, the notion that God is too perfect to be attained by a mere mortal. Hence the attainment of emancipation is possible only through Parabhakti. Spiritual aspirants with developed Parabhakti can proclaim that the universe is all Brahma. Brahma alone is the supreme desideratum of all microcosms. Only they can say, Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir Brahmagnau Brahmanutam Brahma Evatina Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Bhadra Purnima 95th 7th TMC Kalihar Bihar.